So I got the Sunday stock watch list. I'm currently in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm doing this cross-country trip over the next 6 to 8 weeks and trading in every different city I possibly can along the way. So first stop, Charlotte, North Carolina. So let's get right to the watch list. I'm looking over here let's look at the SPY first, because the SPY is the most important thing. We had a big, nice little almost 5% correction with the FOMC meeting last week. And I'm looking at some of these levels as it recovered and filled this gap at 441. I'm looking at some levels that I already drew here. We need to stay above this 443 so we don't see any continued downward movement. So on watch this week is the SPY at the support level of 443 and 440. Of course, 440 is the big one to start breaking down and become bearish again, but 443 is a key support here. So if we can break above this 445, which it looks like it already is in the future market, it looks like it's at 446. So if it can open up around that area, this 446.70, 446.60 mark is a big key level. And then this 448.40 price is one that I really want to see to become extremely bullish into heading to near all-time highs again in the near future. So SPY to this 448.40 break is going to be huge because we're going to open up around this 446 area. So keep in mind this 446.60 all the way up to 448. And then above that, we're off to the races. And you guys already know I'm holding those 10-15, 450 calls. And they're already up about 10,000. So they could be worth a boatload of money if we start really pushing this week, which I think we should, but there are a couple of meetings coming up this week as well. So I'm watching the SPY. These are the key levels here, 445, 446.50, and 448. 443 being the big support line. So watch the breakdown here because we'll go right to 440. So SPY is on the watch list. I also want to put Facebook on the watch list. I'm not going to put too many stocks on the watch list to overwhelm you, but in my channel, I'll have all the updates for every stock I'll be trading this week. But I really want to keep in touch with Facebook here, because if it can fill this gap at 355, we're going to see a nice push to 357. Wouldn't you be surprised if we saw 359, 360? So I had a huge push off of this bad news that happened with Apple. It kind of affected Facebook big time, especially with the tech correction, a little bit, the 5% pullback. So Facebook's starting to get a lot of buying pressure down here. So look at this 355 break. 355 will send it right up to near 357.50, 358, and then around 360. So really watch this key level on Facebook at 355. That break will push it way higher. A lot of buyers down here as well. This is a nice price point entry for a lot of dip buyers out there. And I really want to look into the earnings of Micron, MU, a big data cloud storage company, and it's been consolidating over here in this little 72 to 75 range for quite some time. If you zoom out, 97 was its all-time high. It's been kind of in a downtrend ever since. Web traffic views don't look the best, but I'm going to make some levels on this just because I like to trade the movements into these. So I would look at this as a big support line. The Bollinger Bands are getting really tight on this. But if we can break above the 75 price, I'm extremely bullish on this, especially for their earnings report. So on a cloud and data storage company, when we were all sitting from home, a lot of people are on their mobile devices. So I'm actually very bullish on the earnings that they have coming up here. I would say the 72.25 price is the big support line, but above the 75 price, we're really going to see some price action. Hopefully some buyers come in. So pay attention to this one, see if there's a lot of volume coming in this week. They could potentially gap up over on their earnings report. Wouldn't even be surprised to see like 83, 82 could pay out very well, because I'm pretty sure these options are very cheap. Let's see if their implied volatility percentage isn't even expecting a very big move, about 58%. And then the next weeks are 43%. And they're very cheap. So if we can even get up to 83, these are $23 a contract, could be worth 200 if it gets there. So pretty big opportunity here, potentially, if you like to play earnings reports. It's not always the safest, but with that downward consolidation, I think this is a big one to look out for. So 75, watch out for some volume and watch that earnings report. SPY levels are key to watch, and that Facebook dip buy looks really good. So pay attention to the SPY, Facebook, and some MU earnings. Also, just for some honorable mentions really quickly, SE here, if it can break above this 345, it's going to head right to 348 and then fill its big gap at 350. Then I wouldn't even be surprised if it was at 360. The share offering is about to expire here in the near future after they announced it and knocked it right down to 316. So above this 345, wouldn't even be surprised to see 350 this week. So keep SE on watch. And there was one more I wanted to dive into just to give you one quick look, was the QQQ. The tech sector might start getting weak because, the rising yields that were happening on Friday. As the yields rise, the tech stocks and growth stocks start to fall. So big support level here on the QQQ at 373, 372.75. So big support level, watch that. along with all the tech stocks that carry on with that. The big main watchers are SPY, SE, Facebook, and Micron for their earnings report. Let's make some money from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'll see you guys next week.